Hey YouTube, welcome to another video. In this episode of my Cursory Thoughts series, I would like to share a tool that TPLINK recently launched on their official website. This tool is for network planning and design. Normally, I use Draw.io as my network diagram tool, but today I am sharing the TPLINK Omada Design Hub. The Omada Design Hub is a free network planning tool. It is an online tool, as you can see here, that has various cool features that can make network planning easier. And just like with so many things nowadays, it comes with AI-powered functionalities. It also comes with a visualizer for network devices location, access point and Wi-Fi coverage heat map, physical device topology and connectivity, budget estimation tool, and the capability to export that design to another tool. This tool is very useful for homes, MDUs, hotels, and even schools. So without further delay, let me start with walkthrough of the tool. So before I start, I would like to clarify that this is not a full walkthrough of the tool. I'm barely touching the surface of the capability of this tool, so I would just like to show a quick and dirty way of network planning using this tool. These are the high-level steps that you can see here on the screen. You need at least two prerequisites. First, you need to have a TP-Link community ID account, and you can create that account by going to this website. I'll also put these links in the description. And the next prerequisite will be to have floor plans. The file type could be a PNG, JPG, JPEG, BMP, TIFF, PDF, and CAD files. Maximum size is 30 megabytes. These are the high-level steps in here. I'll go through it with more details as I go through the walkthrough. First one will be to create a project, then uploading a floor plan, creating a new floor, setting a scale, drawing the walls, setting up the access points, adding switches, add gateway, and then connecting them all together. If you'd like to learn more about the Omada Design Hub, you can find more information in this particular URL. I'll put the link in the description. As I mentioned earlier, the very first thing that you need to do or prepare as a prerequisite is to have a TP-Link Cloud account. And this is the URL where you can register and create your account. So just follow through the prompts, register, make sure everything is okay. Once you are okay with that, just have some floor plans ready. I have several in here ready myself. In here you can see I have several ones. Those are the prerequisites. So you need to have a community account so that you can log in to your TP-Link Omada Design Hub tool, and then you need to have floor plans. What I'm doing is signing in. I did play around with it last December 5, but I'm not an expert. I just want to share this tool to you as soon as I can. As I said earlier, the very first step after the prerequisites is to create a project. What you need to do is go here to the add button in here and click add. And in here it will prompt for the project name. So for this demo, I'll start with my home, just a simple demonstration of what the tool can do. I'll enter my home, and for the scenario, since this is my home, I'll select home scenario, then click confirm. Once you have confirmed that, you will now have an empty project. The project is like your folder. It's a holder for the floor plans. Let me move on to the next step, which is to upload the floor plan. I'm going to upload the floor plan, and I'm just going to select from one of the files that I have downloaded. In here, you can name the floor however you want. For example, if this is an office building, you can say first floor, something like that. But since this is my home, I'll just select home floor, and then the floor number. And what's important here is to put the highest point of your ceiling. In here, I just select 3 meters in here, so the default is 3. And then the next important thing is to identify the layout. There is a description of what individual room means. You can see here: high attenuation, small enclosed space, multiple partition walls, and strong signal deflection. And if I click open plan space, it will tell you medium attenuation, open space, few partitions, and even signal coverage. TP-Link makes it easy for you to select the layout. If you click here, you can see that the open plan space is good for use in the office and factory. And for large open space, it is good for use for stadium and theater. For individual room, which is in my scenario, it is best used for living rooms, hotel suites, or something similar. And for transit passageways, this is best used for corridors and hallways. and for outdoors, it's best used for outdoor scenes. In my particular case, and for this demonstration purposes, I'll just select individual room and then click confirm. After creating your new floor, you need to set up the scale, and you will be reminded to create a scale because of this message in here. Draw a line and specify the length to set your floor plan scale. So the next step will be to set a scale. The way to do that is to click from one point of the location. I'll select from one end here. So click, left click, and then I'll draw a line in here. And the scale is set in meters in here because that's the one that we select when we uploaded the floor. There is also an option here to do an AI wall, but for this demonstration purposes, I'll just draw the wall manually. And one more tip that I would like to share, which is very useful if you don't know the measurement of the building or the locations that you would like to use this tool on. What you can do is use Google Maps and use the built-in measurement tools. So I'm loading the Google Maps in here, and I'm just zooming into TP-Link systems in California. So what I can do is hover my mouse at one of the corner and then right click and then click measure distance, and then I'm going to click here, and that's pretty much it's 131 feet. So this distance is approximately 131 feet. I used meters, so if you don't know how to convert, just use another tool. And I'm going to use this one, 130, and that means it's 40 meters. But for my particular case, let's say I'm only 10 meters in here. Let me just go to Omada Design Hub again, and I'll put here 10 meters, and I'll click apply. Those first few steps that I have shown, it needs to be done in sequence. After those steps, everything can be done in any other sequence. But for this particular part, I suggest you draw the walls first. So I'll draw the wall by hovering my mouse in this particular icon and then click wall. And you can see here there are different types of walls, and I'll just select brick wall, and I'll click here, click there, and then each point or each corner I just click and then click, and that draws the wall. Okay, and those are the brick because this is a brick house. I already draw the brick portion of it, and maybe I have wooden walls in home, so I'll just click here and then click here and click here and click here. And if I would like to get out of the drawing mode, all I have to do is right click. As you can see here in this particular tooltip notification section, you can draw lines by left clicking, and you can cancel by pressing escape or right clicking. So I'll do right click, there you go, it cancels out. And I'll draw more walls. Let me do metal in here. Let me just draw a metal rack in here, and then I'm going to right click. And I can draw more walls, so maybe synthetic materials, and go all the way here. Another one, and I'll just use concrete in here for the bathroom. By the way, what you can do in here is use your mouse scroll, and you can zoom in and zoom out, or you can use this one, and also you can use this one to move your stuff around. So default view, let me just clear all the walls for now. So as I mentioned in the intro, TP-Link provides some AI features, and you have seen that as well when I first created the floor, which is called the AI wall. You can also do that in here. Select this icon in here or hover your mouse in here and then select AI wall. And once you do that, it will automatically generate the walls for you for this type of building. And if you're happy with it, then you can go along with it. But if you're not happy with it, again, like I mentioned earlier, what you can do is select the wall, click wall, right click, then making sure when you click this one it becomes like that, and then I can delete that part of the wall here. I can actually delete this one as well. Maybe I would like to do something different. Maybe this is a brick wall, And then maybe this one is a wooden wall. Okay, let me delete this, select another wooden here. And for demonstration purposes, I will use this corner in here as my computer room. So I will draw a metal rack in here. So I'll click metal in here, and then here and there, and then right click. So this will be my computer room. So as I have mentioned earlier, after you created the wall, what you need to do is to deploy the devices. So let me just move it a little bit upper in here. And to deploy the devices, I usually start with the access point just because those are the ones that are directly connected to the client. So to do that, just hover your mouse in here and click devices. And in here you can see all the devices that you can deploy. I'll select wireless. If you know the model of the device that you would like to deploy, you can type it in here, 650 for example, or you can select in here outdoor, ceiling mount, wall plate, and you can use this horizontal one to go to and filter out the device that you want. So for this demo, I'll just select all and select 650. This one supports 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. And once I selected that one and I hover my mouse in here, you can see the coverage. For the demonstration purposes, let me just deploy it here. Just like with the wall, I can right click to exit out of the placement of the device. If I would like to place more, I'll just select another location like that. And if I made a mistake, all I can do is just undo that, and that should do it. What I would like to demonstrate next is the AI capability of placing the access points. Note that this is only applicable for access points. What you can do is hover your mouse in here and then click AI devices. Similar, you select the device that you would like to deploy. Click EAP650 and then click apply. After that, the tool will analyze the floor layout, including the walls and the ceiling heights and everything, and it will determine the number of access points that are optimized for your layout. So I'll click apply in here. There you go. And if I click 2.4 gigahertz in here, you will see that almost everything is covered. If I click 5 gigahertz, that one too. And then if I click 6 gigahertz, it will be off because there is no coverage for that. Now that the access points are covered, I would like to set up my PoE. I'm going to select devices in here and then switches, and I'm going to select something small because this is a small home, SG2008 PoE, this one. I'll select that one and I'll place it here. Then I'm going to do right click, and then I'm going to go for the gateway. I would like to have some room for expanding. I'll just select ER7206, select here. There we go, right click, and I would like to have a hardware controller. I would like to have it a little bit newer, OC220, and I'll click here and then right click. So now that all my switches and gateways and controller are deployed, at least in this area where I want them to be, next step for me will be to do the cabling. So the cabling is also pretty straightforward. You can do cabling in here, click here, and once you are in here, you can select the cable type that you would like to use, and you can just select the device, let's say EAP650, and I'm going to connect it to, let's say, my SG2008, and then the same thing here. I'm going to select this here and connect it here, and then maybe my OC220 is connected here, and then my SG is connected in here. There you go. So now that I have cabled it up, I can also check the topology, and I can go here, topology, and you will see how my devices are connected. You can see that my ER76 is connected to the internet, my SG2008 is connected to the ER7206, my OC200 and my two access points are connected to the SG2008. Okay. And if I would like to know how much this one will set me back, I'll have to go to equipment list and put in the pricing for all of the devices, and now it's setting me back for $509 for this particular setup. Okay, I forgot to do the tax rate. Let's say it's 9% for the tax rate, 9.0, and that will set me back $554.81. So if there are any additional fees, I can just put it in here, and I can add the additional fee in here. Let's say installation and commissioning, one, and let's do 200, and there you go. So it will add up all your fees in here. So let me just go back to the floor plan, and let me show you a different way of doing the exact same thing or similar thing, but this time using the AI tool. Okay, so let me just select this and delete that, select this and delete that, and let me just add those devices again, devices, AI devices, but this time around I would like to use maybe a 610, because maybe that cost is too expensive for me. So I'll just select EAP 610, then click apply. It still shows two of them in these particular areas, and then I'll click apply. And for the cabling, instead of me manually cabling them, I'll use the tool again for automatically cabling these devices. So in here, you can see here all the cable selected in here, but on the auto cabling, I'll select current floor. I'll click that one. There you go. As you can see here, that's how it's connected in here. It will ask you to confirm, but basically what it's done is that the ER7206 is connected to the SG2008, as you can see here, and then the SG2008 is connected to the OC220 and the two AP. So pretty much similar to how we did it during my manual cabling. So I'll click confirm. There you go. And if I would like to review that, I'll go to Topology, and you can see ER7206, SG2008, OC220, and EAP. So let me just change the gateway and show you the change in this particular equipment list and how it will affect the pricing. So let me just go to floor plan, and for devices, for the ER7206, let me delete that one and let me select an ER605, and right click, I'll click cabling, and then I'll select auto cabling for the current floor. I'll let it do the job for me. In here, ER605, SG2008, similar, it's not exactly the same except for the devices. And then if I go to topology, you can see it's going to be very much exactly the same. And if I go to equipment list, this one should change the price of the ER605. Yeah. And there you go, it's 755. And the final thing that I would like to show in this video is how to add the floor. On the upper left section, this is your current floor. All you have to do is click the drop down caret in there, and then click add, upload your floor plan in here. I'll select the same one, and in here I'll just call it second floor, and then floor number 2, and I will just select the same layout, and then click confirm. And then you have to set the scale again, set up the walls, and deploy your devices. Another thing that I would like to mention is to switch floors. Again, click here and then click home floor, and that will bring you to your home floor. And now if you would like to connect these two floors together, click here, cable, add the risers to each floor, and then instead of wiring by a current floor, click project. I'll just go through that quickly in here. I'll speed up the video. Basically, it's very similar process. So in here, I'll just deploy the ELB riser, and I'll select here computer room. There you go. And then I'll go to second floor. As you can see here, I have an ELV riser in here which connects to the first floor, and I also added another SG2008P here to power up all three access points in here to cover the whole area. And I'll just click confirm, and if I go to topology, it will show you how everything is connected. You can see here, this one is in the home floor, this one is in the home floor, this one is in the second floor, and there are several devices in here in second floor, and this one should be in the home floor or first floor. So for the equipment list, this one will automatically be updated with the list of new devices. So in here, let's say it's 90. There you go. And my price is now jumped to 1275.30. Let me just go to the floor plan again. The only thing that I would like to mention again is the ELB riser. It needs to be on each floor so that each floor can be connected together. Pretty much very easy to understand how this is done. So I think that's pretty much it for this video. So let me know in the comments if you plan to use this tool, or if you're already using this tool, or if you find this tool useful, or if you find this video helpful, because it really helps me create contents for my viewers, whether they like my video or not. So I'm not really earning much when it comes to my video, so I'm just really here. It makes me happy that people likes my video, and it makes me happy that people likes to watch my content, and it makes me happy that people are commenting on my video. So if this helps you in any way, please just say hi, hello in the comment. Again, it boosts engagement. As per the YouTube algorithm, it does really help the channel, and I would like to grow my channel beyond 3,000 subscriptions. So I'm really targeting to have 3,000 membership by the end of this year, but it's my fault I haven't really uploaded much video this year, so I'm trying to catch up. So but yeah, with your help, I hope to reach that. Again, sorry for the blabbering. If you like this video, please like the video. If you don't like the video, please dislike the video, and I hope you learned something from this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, and bye bye.